All right, family. Today, I have a very special treat for you all. I'm talking about the next badass martial arts movie, The Last Kumite. That's right, folks. We are sitting down with Sean David, writer and co-producer for the next chapter in the Bloodsport saga. Did I mention it has Cynthia Rothrock in it? Because this movie's got Cynthia Rothrock in it. And it's got a ton of other classic action heroes. All right, Sean, care to do the honors?
This is Redeye Reviews.
So obviously, thanks for reaching out. I was caught off guard with your email, but absolutely flabbergasted that you wanted me to help talk about this, help promote the film a bit.
I'm surprised. So you weren't expecting an email with the title "The Last Kumite"?
I thought you were going to ask me to join.
You do know when you participate in the kumite, it would literally be your last kumite.
It's fitting title then. It would be my last kumite. I've never been.
Definitely.
I've been in one fight. It was in middle school, so I think I got a little training to do.
Wow.
Okay, before anything else, before we talk about any of it, I do have to know, how do you get the most badass lady of martial arts involved in a project like this?
Okay, I try to keep it short. I also have a YouTube channel where I basically talk to legends from the 80s and 90s, and mostly from the action genre. And Cynthia was one of the people that I had on my show, and she was actually super nice, super cool person. I was always a huge fan of hers. When I talked to her, I already had started The Last Kumite project, and once the interview was done, I asked her if she would be interested in participate in a martial arts movie that has many legends combined and which goes into the direction of Bloodsport, Kickboxer, and those kind of movies.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was very, very happy about it because she obviously is not only a martial artist herself, but also a fan of the genre. And having the chance to work with all her peers, all the guys that she worked with in the 80s and 90s, obviously that's also a treat. So it was not difficult to convince her for the project, to be honest.
So let's talk about the other ones as well then, because when you sent me the cast list, I was going through it and I was going, I've seen that movie. I know him. Let's Kurt McKinney, first of all, and for people who maybe don't know him now but knew him back then, No Retreat, No Surrender. One of the only people in a movie to ever beat Jean-Claude Van Damme, I would say.
In style, though.
In style, absolutely.
Okay, well, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but what I can say is Kurt McKinney has a big role in the movie.
Cool.
He's also pretty good in shape, actually, which is also very important for those kind of movies.
Yeah.
He was one of my biggest childhood idols because when I saw No Retreat, No Surrender, his fighting style to me was super, not only super cool, but elegant and had style. He even had some breakdance techniques in his fighting, which was just amazing. I've never seen something like that before. And it took me, no joke, 5 months to figure out how to get in touch with him because he doesn't have social media. So it was, I almost gave up. Like the last night where I decided, okay, this is the last day I will invest in trying to get in touch with him. And I thought I found an email that might belong to him, sent out the email, and 5 minutes later, I got a reply from him. And
wow.
I was super happy. It made my day. And he's the nicest guy on the planet. Okay, obviously, we're not aiming for a Shakespeare project. Like we don't care about plot twists and those kind of things.
Yeah.
We seriously just have a straightforward martial arts action movie like you know from the 80s. So you have a hero, his daughter gets kidnapped, and he has to participate in this illegal tournament, the Kumite, in order to save her, to rescue her. And you have so many fighters from different parts of the world. This is also something that we really, really worked hard to do. We tried to find fighters from areas of the world that have fighting styles that you haven't seen before. Like, I thought, okay, I've seen so many Bloodsport movies. I've seen so many martial arts movies in the past. I thought I've seen every fighting style. Coming to find out, there are some fighting styles that look amazing, which I've never even heard of.
Yeah.
You will find a lot of training montages, which is very important.
You have to. Yeah.
Yes, very, very important. And this to me is like the greatest thing on the planet. We analyzed movies like Bloodsport and Kickboxer to figure out, okay, what was the reason why those movies were so popular? And we figured out that the music was just so important.
Yeah.
That motivational music in Bloodsport and I'm very proud to say that we signed Paul Herzog, the man who wrote the songs for Bloodsport. He will score our movie. He already sent me some songs to listen to.
Wow.
They sound just like they could have been from Bloodsport or Kickboxer. And the man who sang the title song for Bloodsport and Kickboxer, Stan Bush.
My body's ready, my heart's on fire. I'll fight to survive.
He also sang the title song for our movie. I have the song here. So musically, you will already get the 80s vibes as soon as you hear this. As soon as you hear them.
Other people notable in the cast: Michel Qissi, who, speaking of Kickboxer, played Tong Po.
Awesome.
I mean, what else do you say?
If you would have to rank your top 10 movie villains of all time, isn't Tong Po in that list? Somewhere like this, one of the scariest guys ever?
Oh, yeah, dude. Him and the...
Bolo Young?
Bolo, thank you.
Absolutely.
Anyone who could do the peck dance?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I wish once in my life I could do that. Just once in my life. The only thing I can flex is my fat stomach. That's it.
Good segue into somebody who can be intimidating and say very little. Another amazing person you got in this movie is Matthias Hues.
Yes.
From Dark Angel. I think we did that on the channel. My people remember it from this famous line.
I come in peace.
That guy is scary, man.
Yeah,
and he's tall. Like I'm not sure if you know, but he's like 6'3" or 6'4". Like he's tall and strong built. Like he's really a guy you don't want to mess with. But in real life, again, one of the nicest people on the planet. He was actually the first guy who I started to talk about this project. I interviewed him, and we started, like when the interview was over, we started talking about how much we miss those 80s and 90s martial arts movies, and that we just wish that there would be at least one more movie in that style. And he was the one who motivated me and said, hey, man, you have so many producer attributes. Why don't you try to pull that off? And yeah, he was the one who talked me into it. I didn't know how much work it was. Sometimes I think, okay, that is way too much work for that little people, but I'm very happy that we're that close now to actually realize that dream.
Okay, another name I did see credited is Aurelia Gel, who I looked into her, and she's done stunts, I think, over like all of Hollywood. I've seen she did stunts in John Wick, Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Widow, like big time movies.
Yeah.
And she's playing a role, though. She's not just doing stunts this movie, right?
Yes,
She's a role.
Yes. Actually, I mean, we did preparations for that movie for over a year now, and I've been casting that female Kumite fighter. Okay, this I can say, she would be a Kumite fighter, the only female in the Kumite.
Oh, cool.
And I was searching for 10 months to find that one female fighter where everybody believes, okay, she could really kick ass. And no joke, that woman is a monster. Like, obviously the most beautiful monster on the planet, but she can fight. She is a monster, man. Like, and she's very, very respected in Hollywood. She's considered to be one of the best stunt people, period. Like, not only stunt women, stunt people, period. Mike Muller, also Hollywood stuntman, very respected in the scene, but his passion is old school martial arts movies. Like, he also grew up with Bloodsport, Kickboxer, and those kind of movies. And he is so happy that he can be part of this project, because our goal is, as you probably know, fighting movies nowadays are, from the fight choreography, totally different to what we were used back in the days.
Yep.
And nowadays everything is bum 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 over. It's really fast. You hardly see what's going on, and it's over. And in the old days, you had stare downs, you had slow motions, slow motions, and those kind of things. So you could actually see and appreciate what is happening.
Yeah.
And we try to have a mix of both, having the best of both worlds. So sometimes have fast elements, but then again, slowing it down so you could really see what's happening. And he's perfect for that, because his passion is also the old school fights.
Last person I wanted to touch on is the director, R Clarkson. Super wide range of experience. Like, he's been a producer, cinematography, camera operations. He worked with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Jet Li, Statham, Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
I giggled a bit personally because he's worked a lot with Steven Seagal movies, and I was like, that's great.
Let's not talk about that. Let's ignore that.
But pretty much any name that you associate with 80s, 90s action, this guy has been a part of those movies in some hand or another.
Yeah.
And now he's directing
an
action movie.
Yes. He was actually recommended to me because, again, this project, we were looking for the right director for a long time. We actually, the first person that we talked to was Sam Furstenberg. Sam Furstenberg is the director of the American Ninja movies with Michael Dudikoff. Yeah, and I was
Steve
a huge
James. Oh,
yes,
Steve
exactly. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of those movies, and when I say a big fan, like a huge fan.
Yeah.
I have so many Ninja T-shirts in my closet you don't want to know. But he could not do it because the shooting schedule was too tight for him, and he hasn't been in the game for many years, and he was honest about it, saying that he doesn't know if he can do it the right way, which I really appreciated. And then we were looking for, who has worked with martial arts stars in the past, who is motivated, very important, who really wants to do a project like this. And he was recommended to us, and so far we're super happy, and he seems to be 100% the right choice for the project.
Okay, I have a handful of very serious questions now.
All right.
You already answered this one, but there will be training montages set to music?
Of course.
How many times will the camera cut to the scoreboard so we know exactly who's fighting who?
Oh, it's funny that you say that. I'm looking for that scoreboard all over. I'm looking for the right scoreboard. So it will be plenty of times. Yeah, it is very important.
Yeah.
It's nice that you also have an eye for detail. It's very important. So I'm looking for the right scoreboard. So it will be there plenty of times.
So good. And then most importantly, will there be a guy who in between fights tries to clean the blood off the ring and just winds up spreading it around even more?
And who finds a golden tooth and
if
chews
not,
on it?
Can you add that guy to the movie?
We haven't signed him yet, but maybe that's a role for you.
Oh, I'll be there. It's just that big sponge.
And make it even messier than it was before.
Yeah. No, it's horrible. It doesn't clean anything up at all. Oh, sign me up. I'm there. Okay, so let's do a quick recap.
Yes.
Cynthia Rothrock, Michel Qissi, Kurt McKinney, Matthias Hues, Billy Blanks. We haven't even touched on Billy Blanks from King of the Kickboxers. He's in this. Abdel Kisi from Lionheart and The Quest. That's in front
and they're going to be more. They're going to be more. Surprise,
and more that
surprise.
You couldn't even tell me about.
Yeah.
Behind the screen, Paul Herzog, who did the music for Bloodsport and Kickboxer.
Stan Bush.
Two of the best stunt people in Hollywood, Aurelia Gel and Mike Mola. And R Clarkson, who's done 40 plus movies with arguably, like, when you think action, you think those names.
Yes.
All in this project.
Yes.
That's amazing. How is this movie not out right now, and why can't I watch it today?
because we're still missing a little bit of funding, which is why we have our Kickstarter campaign running right now. Yeah. So, as I mentioned before, we started working on this project for like 15 months ago now. And basically that movie is like 24 hours of my day. So all I did in the past was finding investors, finding distribution deals and so on. And we really made a huge step forward. So we're very, very close to actually be able to shoot that movie in June this year. But we're still missing a little of funding to actually pull it off. And yeah, that's why if you are a martial arts fan of and love movies of the 80s and 90s and you feel like you want to support this project and you want to have super cool goodies such as the soundtrack of the movie, fully autographed posters with all the signatures with all the stars, poster stands like this, signs with all the actors, being an executive producer on that movie, being listed on IMDb and those things. You can all have that. Just check out our Kickstarter website or go on the Last Kumite movie.com and support us. It would be really appreciated. We're doing this for you guys, so don't leave us hanging. Support us so we can pull that movie off.
That is so cool. I will put all those links down below in the comment section as well. Absolutely expect myself to be contributing because, well, when else can you say that you've helped make an 80s, 90s homage action movie? Like, I think that's it. Thanks, man. Thanks so much. Again, guys, links down below to the Kickstarter, to the website. When can we expect, if all goes according to plan, when can we expect to actually see the movie?
We're planning on shooting in June and having everything ready by March, April 2024.
So cool.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Sean David. Thanks for being here. We'll keep in touch. Last Kumite, guys. What else is there? Down below, links, Kickstarter, everything. Check it out. Be a part of, dare I say, history, because you know I will be.
For all fans of 80s and 90s action movies and classics such as Bloodsport and Kickboxer comes a real retro experience. The Last Kumite.
Getting ready for the fight of your life. The lion roars, cobra strikes, law of the jungle. Hands of steel that can break through